What's up, guys? It's Mo, and today we are going to actually set up the roofing funnel. Probably going to make this a two-part process. Today I'm going to just do the initial setup of the funnel. So the two pages we're going to have is the opt-in page, meaning the form page, as well as the thank you page. So we're going to set those up. Not actually fill those in yet, but we're going to set those up just so you can see what the layout's like in Go High Level. And then we're also going to, before that, we're going to make a form with some lead capture questions. So we're going to be using Go High Level, and if we go to sites, here you would make a new funnel, right? Let's do example funnels. So click on new funnel. I'll do a blank one. Roofing funnel example. Let's do roofing funnel examples. Sorry. Roofing funnel examples in a folder. Then, once we create the folder, we'll actually get started on the funnel. So, new funnel. Roofing funnel 1. And this is actually a funnel that roofers can use, right? This isn't just me talking to roofing businesses. This is roofing businesses trying to get customers through funnels, right? Okay, so we're going to add a new step. We're going to call this the opt-in page. If you do have a path, import those here. I don't have ClickFunnels, by the way. But your path would just be like your domain, so like www.usroofers.com, right? The usroofers.com is your domain, so that's what it would be. Put that path here. I'm not going to do that yet because I don't have a URL for this, but if you go into this opt-in page, for example, and go to settings, the domain, I have this domain, for example, but you click on this main domain, and what this is going to do, this is going to point this funnel to that domain, and then once you do that, you need to specify the path, right? So this could be called opt-in page. Or let's call it form page. Let's call it form page, because that's what the user is going to see. So if it's, for example, let me give you an example. So if someone clicks on an ad and redirects them to this funnel, what they're going to first see is, let's say the domain, let's say your domain is roofingusa.com, right? So that's your domain. What this path would be is /form page. This would mean when someone visits your page, when someone clicks on an ad, let's say when someone visits this page, because if they click on that ad, it's going to redirect them to this page. So when someone visits this page from an ad or not, the URL will look like this. You're going to have the domain, and let me put this in quotations because this is a string. That's just the software part of me. I do software engineering, so domain / let's do like this. It would be your domain / path. It could be / whatever, but so for example, it would be opt-in page URL equals, this would be roofingusa.com /form page / by default, like if you do google.com, you can't spell it, there's a / at the end always. See that? There's always a /. That's just how the web works, right? There's always a / at the end. If there's no / just assume there's a /. That's just how it is. That's how websites are processed. But you can see how the URL for this opt-in page is going to look like roofingusa.com/forum page, right? Because we have the domain, connect that, as well as the path right here. So that's what you do, and this is where you would put your pixel. So for example pixel meta pixel code. Perfect, like this. This is exactly it. When you create a pixel on Meta Business Suite, you're gonna have to copy and paste the HTML script, which is this, and then you can change this FAQ right here. So your pixel ID goes here, right? So your pixel ID would be like, I don't know, it's a random string, like it random string A125GB, whatever, right? But that's your pixel ID. You can switch this to a ton of different pixel options. So pixel options. So Meta has 17 predefined actions: view content, search, add to cart, initiate checkout, purchase. For example, if you're in an opt-in page, I would say initiate checkout, or maybe, let's see, there's a lot. Let's see, API. Do they even have the API? Okay, whatever. Basically, you can switch this to initiate checkout. You can switch this to schedule. That's the ones I use for my personal one. There's different pixel options for specific actions. So if you're taking someone to a checkout page, Meta pixel options, you can use the add to cart or purchase pixel, right? Purchase. If you're trying to get someone to book a call, you can do the initiate checkout pixel, because that tells someone, okay, they're on the opt-in page. Let's see if they actually opt in, right? So at different pages, for example, I can't even type, I'm so sorry. There's going to be different pixel options. Let me move my Basecamp. At different pages, there's going to be different pixel options. So by default, it's probably going to be page view for your first page, right? This is the opt-in page. Maybe you can change it to something else. But by default, it's going to be page view. For example, once I schedule a call, this is my funnel, by the way, it takes you to the initiate checkout pixel, right? So they went from page view to initiate checkout. Here's the initiate checkout. Now, for example, let's say they actually book a call. They went through with this. Well, now the pixel is set to, schedule. So that's how many calls that were scheduled. And these actually show up in your ads manager. So when you go to your business.facebook.com, ads manager, for example, how it says checkouts initiated, website appointments scheduled, that how it gets this data in these columns is by through those pixels that you're going to be setting up here and then changing this tracking thing. That's how you get these different columns to populate. And if your pixel doesn't work, you need to test that your pixel works. If your pixel doesn't work, do not run ads. Don't. But this is where you'll put your pixel. Pixel goes here. Pixel code. And it's simple copy and paste. It's not even like actual coding, right? They make it super simple. Let me make sure I did that right here. I forgot if it's in the header body. I think it should be head. Oh, this is not the one that uses it. Let's see. Yeah, it's ahead. And you can see I use the page view by default when it goes to my first page, because my first page is just this. Then you schedule call here, right? And then it takes you to your initiate checkout / book call page, right? So that's what you do. Pixel code goes there. I don't really touch any of these, to be honest. I just don't. But let's go back to settings. That was just like a little, I guess, rabbit hole we just went down, but very important to know because pixels are very, very important. I'm also going to change this name. I like the, what do we call it? We called it, I didn't save it. So form page, click save. I'm not going to add any pixel tracking code. But now this opt-in page, I didn't change the name, did I? I changed the name of the, sorry. Let me check something. Gotcha, sorry. Okay. Okay, sorry. So to clarify, this is the roofing funnel one. When I change these settings, these are the roofing funnel settings. I was looking for this, publishing. This is what I was looking for. So if you click settings up top here, roofing funnel one, I want to call it this like, get your free quote, roofing quote. And I forgot to change it. Okay, cool. And now in the opt-in page, the actual pages you can click on, click publishing, and this is where you can change it. So let's go with form page / form page. Cool. This is where you can do it. So now this is going to do your domain / path, but this is the roofing funnel path. If you go to the very first page on this, which is the form page, it's going to do your domain / the form page's step URL. So same thing here. Domain / path. If your domain's this and you're on the form page, it's going to attach this right here, form page, because that comes from here. The step URL to the end of it. Sorry if I didn't explain that well, but nonetheless, let's do this. So today we're just setting up the format. So we're only going to have 2 steps, and then I'll get started working on the actual form that we're going to be using. Okay, so form page, we'll do a new step. We'll do a calendar page. And no, we won't. We're going to do a thank you page. 2 steps. This is going to be / thank you. Final step. And you can drag and drop these to switch order, but let's just check / thank you. That's fine. So now there's going to be 2 steps. When someone visits your funnel from an ad or just happens to visit upon your website, which is unlikely, but still, they're going to be immediately redirected to your form page where they fill out their information and qualifying questions. as well as once they fill it out, book a call with you. The calendar is also going to be on the form page. Once they book a call with you, they're going to be taken to your thank you page, and then that's where your automations start. Once they're redirected to the thank you page, you can send them a bunch of automations, and I'll go over that in a different video. But now that we have the funnel layout, let's do the forms. So this is where we're going to add the let me create a folder actually. Roofing forms examples. And click on that. Don't care about this. We're gonna do a new form. And this is where we're gonna actually create the form where you ask them for their name, email, all this stuff right here, right? And it already gives you something. So first name, last name, phone, email. I don't know why I have Steam open. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. Had to close Steam real quick. So it looks like they already built most of it, to be honest. So we'll call this roofing form template 1. And let's see what they have. First name, last name, phone, email. We're going to do the email first, form last. If you have A2P registration already, you can make this required, assuming that's what you gave them in your application. If you don't have A2P, what I recommend doing is start the A2P. First, create the form. Make it live on your phone. Make your funnel live. So create the form, attach it to finish the rest of your funnel, make it live, so that when someone clicks on it, they can actually view all the information, the form, fill out their stuff, go to the next thank you page, right? Make sure everything's done. When you're making your form, I recommend, if you are going to collect your phone numbers, which you should, but if you are, make this non-mandatory for now, and do your A2P, which is, I think, I forget what A2P stood for. A2P. Application to person. Which is a A2P like application for businesses to use customers or leads phone numbers for business purposes, right? You don't want to spam them, and customers need to have, or regular people need to have a way to unsubscribe from your email list and / or phone number. And they're, especially with phone number, they're very strict with it in terms of like laws and stuff, right? So what I recommend is doing a non-required phone number and saying, by filling out your phone number, I consent to receive non-marketing, consent to receive, you can say marketing text, or you can say like appointment reminder text, or whatever you're going to be using their phone number for, from your business name about exactly your use case. Text help for assistance, reply, stop, opt out. That's just, you just type that by default once you get your A2P authorized. This is just the default standard procedure. So you buy your phone number, do the application. If someone texts stop, it'll automatically handle that for you. But you need to type help for assistance. Reply, stop, opt out. You have to type that, because someone will go through your actual funnel and make sure, hey, you're using this for business purposes. This is A2P compliant. This is compliant with all these laws. I recommend not making this required initially, and then putting this box here, right? Because the other way you can look at it is, if someone's reviewing your application and they have to type in they see that someone has to type in their phone number, just because you put a box here saying, "Oh, I consent to receive non-marketing text from this," doesn't mean you don't have the phone number anymore, right? If someone doesn't want to give you their phone number, you shouldn't like make them. Obviously, other businesses are going to say something else. That's why I recommend. That's what I did for my other form on Go High Level. I can just show you real quick. Let me pause real quick. Okay, had to log in. Let's do sites, forms. This is the form I'm currently using. first name, last name, email, current business, blah blah blah. Send text reminders to this phone number, right? And by providing your phone number, you agree to receive SMS messages from this company. Reply, stop, don't subscribe. I'm not forcing them to type it. I'm not making it required, I mean. But I'm saying if you do fill this out, you agree to receive SMS reminders related to your appointment and follow-up communication. Reply, stop, don't unsubscribe. Message and data rates may apply. Also, have a terms and conditions. This is just basic stuff you can get. You probably have your own by now, but still have terms and conditions. So now what we're gonna do is actually start adding some questions. So I'm not gonna make this required. Not required. If I check this box, I consent to receive marketing text messages from Roofing USA about appointment information and appointment reminders and follow-up communication. Let's not make this bold. Let's actually keep this one bold. Cool. Text help for assistance. Reply stop to opt out. I don't know if the text for help works. Reply stop to opt out. Keep it simple. This one we don't really need. Get rid of that one. What did I just do? Let's see. How? I forgot how to. There we go. Say that. What we're also going to do is single line down here. No, we're not. We need to do a text block. Text. There we go. For please. Go high level is being super finicky right now. For more information, please visit our terms conditions page at roofingusa.com/terms and conditions. Example. This can also be much smaller. I don't know why it's a heading one. Let's do like div. That's fine. This we don't really care about the font. Cool. We'll make this. That's fine. It's whatever. Cool. Say that. Oh my god, what did I just do? Why is this bolded? No. Give me 1 second, let me see. I just spent like 10-15 minutes trying to figure out why it was so buggy. Basically, what I was doing was right, modifying the text and all that stuff. But it was just buggy, right? If I came in here, switched the I had to manually obviously turn off the bold, but switch the font size to like 12 pixels. And you see how now it's like actually 12 pixel font size. We're gonna go to 14. Verdana, we'll do this heading, we'll do. You see that? If I switch it to like 13, see that? That's go high low for you. Hopefully they fix this, but we'll do 14. I will also make that line height 1, so it's not too spaced out. We'll save this. Great. So now let me see what the submissions does, or settings, I mean. Redirect to URL, and this is going to be your. We'll wait on this. We're basically going to redirect this to the URL of the thank you page that we're going to be making, but we don't have that set up yet, so we'll come back to this. But edit. Now we ask the person some questions. The lead will do a custom field. So now that we have this first name, last name, email, phone number, we're going to add an address. First of all, we need an address. So simple stuff. Address. Now we're going to do. I want to do a custom field. I forget what the custom field option is. How to add custom field option. Go high level form. They keep moving it all the time. Add form element custom field. This is quick add. Let's just do, you know what? Let's just do a. Let me ask ChatGPT actually. What are some qualifying questions a roofing business owner should? So, for example, they need to know. I'm just asking ChatGPT so I can like not. I'm already tired today, but not focus too on thinking about what questions I should ask and focus more on the actually building up the form. This is also the wrong phone. I'll fix that later. But some basic questions a roofing business must know. Is this your property or is this for business? Is it 1 floor, 2 floors? How many floors is it? Is it metal shingles? What type of shingles does it have? What type of roof is it? Is it slanted? Is it flat? Those types of questions, like how are the gutters, are stuff that roofing businesses need to know, especially if they come to inspect it, right? If it's like a huge huge house, they might need more manpower to actually just inspect the whole area of the house, right? So those are the questions that we're going to be asking, but just ask I'm just gonna, just in case, ask ChatGPT. Should ask a homeowner when they book a appointment for a roof inspection. Give me the top 5. Give me the top 5 questions in a format such that I can create a form from it and go high level. Let's just make this super easy. Perfect. This one's important, so we're going to need the insurance claim. Oh yeah, notepad open. Let's do. First one. How old is your roof? And you can ask as many as you want. I'm just going to ask like the basic ones. And then 4. What type of roof is it? I forgot the types of roofs. Types of roofs. Shapes. Flat, rigid, hip, rhombic. Flat, rigid. Slash multi-gable. We'll do the hip roof. Or M type roof. Rhombic roof. Conical roof. So it's like a cone. Not sure. And this insurance one is very important. I think it's good. Cool. Let me see if they.
We can also change all of these different options right here by changing their name. We can also add in and delete them on the fly.
Yeah, I know the.
We can add in our labels and add in as many as we want.
Checkbox.
All sorts of adjustments to these custom fields on the fly without having to create. We can also create new custom fields. All of the 2 awesome things I want to show you. One on the left-hand side within Quick Add.
It's called object fields now. Seriously.
Fields like names, phone numbers, and email.
See, you see how it used to be called custom fields? GoHello always changes it. Nonetheless, we'll do checkbox. We need to find checkbox. Checkbox. Verdana paragraph 14 pixel. Now we're going to do, instead of this, we're going to call it what prompted you to get this roofing inspection, and the query key, we'll keep this for now. Basically, when you're creating a custom field or using this checkbox, for example, you can query this in your automation saying, hey, I want checkbox number 106B to be the response to that checkbox to be inserted here. Insert into this email, insert it into this phone number reminder, insert into this internal reminder. That's how you use queries. I'll show you that in a different video, but we'll prompt you to get this roofing inspection. We'll do the base one's leak or water damage. This one is storm or hail damage. Missing or damaged shingles. This is a big one. Missing or damaged shingles. Then roof age. And we'll just do other for now. We don't really... Selling or buying home. Okay, fine. Have you noticed any of the following issues? Let's make this required. Required. Sorry. Required. Then we'll do another checkbox called have you noticed any of the following issues? We're not going to make this required because if they don't want to talk about it, maybe on the forum or give their information online, they can still talk about any personal stuff in person. Water stains or on ceilings /. Keep things simple. Missing, cracked, or curling shingles. Gutters and granules and gutters are on the ground. Sagging roof areas. Oh my god, go high level. Not sure. We're not going to make this required. Now we're going to do another checkbox. We got 3 more to go. Address is definitely required. City. Changed. Country. Postal code. All of this is going to be required. Now we're going to save this page just in case. Okay. This one is going to be called how old is your current roof? Is your current roof? And I'm not going to be changing these. Again, I'm not changing these query keys for now, but we'll change them later. How old is your current roof? Less than 5 years. Five to 10 years. 10 to 20 years. 20 plus years. This should be radio. I'm sorry. The reason why this is radio is because... Oh my god. Oh my god. Go high level. The reason why it's radio because they can only choose one of these options. They shouldn't be able to choose more than one. So 5 to 10, 10 to 20. I'm gonna delete this one. 20 plus years. This is gonna be required. This can just be an estimate, right? Sorry, gotta change this. How old is your current roof? Do that, say that. And instead of what type of roof is it? we'll call it. What shape is your roof? So we'll call it flat roof, rigid. Oh my god. Rigid roof. Call it rhombic roof. Was this one? Rigid slash multi-gable, sorry. Conical roof. So like a cone. And then other. That's fine. For last question. How do you plan to handle payments? This will also be a checkbox, and this is going to be required. How would you like to handle payment? This usually I've seen when I talk to roofing business owners, they're asking this in person, hey, how would you handle the payment, or how would you like to handle payment? Insurance, or out of pocket, or maybe they need help, maybe they need to know something from their accountant if they can even afford it. It just depends. But I'm gonna add this here anyways, just so we can. I'm not gonna make this required. You know what? We'll make it required. Insurance claim. Insurance claim. Out of pocket. Not sure slash need guidance. Cool. Now this is our form. Let's just double check how it looks. So first name. Oh wow, that's my test stuff. First name, last name. That definitely needs to be required. What am I doing? Definitely needs to be required. Again, I've seen people with the phone number make this required. Usually, people fill this out anyways. If you have it required, leave it. Otherwise, if you don't have ATP like set up, try with required and then try adding this box. I tried that already, and they rejected it. ATP is really finicky. You're gonna have to you pay one time to create an application, but then you can resubmit the application as many times as you want if you fail it. Took me like 6 tries to finally get this like approved to be used for business purposes. By the way, when we say phone number, you need a business phone number. You buy that in Go High Level. It's really cheap. It's like $2 or something, $1 or $2. Okay. Say first name, last name, email, phone. This. Then address. Let's just do like. Can't type it here, of course. Iowa, great. And it autofills, perfect. And prompted you get this roofing inspection. Water damage, this is this, preview. And these are all checkboxes. And if they're required, they will say, hey, these are required. See that? And click button. We're going to call it submit. Submit. Then now what we're going to do is redirect them to a calendar page once they submit the form. But this is the form. This video has been dragged on long enough. Let's save it. Preview just one more time. Cool. Leave that for now. You can keep that there, but Can I make this a hyperlink? I can't type today. Google.com? Cool. So basically what I just did was example.com/whatever. I copy and pasted a URL. So for example, google.com, highlight, click copy, hover over this thing, and then click paste, and it'll basically create this text right here as an HTML hyperlink. So click that, redirects us to Google, but this would be your actual URL for this page, by the way. This is just an example, so do that, save, cool. Save. Why does it say form 3? Did I click plus? I think I clicked plus. The heck? Save. Cool. That should be good. Now on the funnel, form page, create from blank. Just going to do some basic stuff. So headline, then we're going to do subheadline beneath that. Then we're going to do form underneath this. Let's actually get rid of that. I want to make like one column. Trying to do like sections. There we go. Wide. No, that's not good. Gonna make full width. Sure. Now we're gonna copy and paste, remove, drag and drop, I should say, this stuff in here. That way it's more concise. Don't need this. Ignore that. Ignore that. Cool. And now I'm gonna make another section for, section full width for the form. Click add or new form. It's going to ask us which form. So we click on this, select your form, roofing template form 1, and now you can see action from form builder, go to next step. So now the next step in the funnel, what that's saying is, I have to assign it again, of course. What that's saying is, hey, once they submit this form, what should they do? Well, for our funnels, roofing funnel, it's going to take us to the next funnel step. So once they submit the form, it's going to take us to the thank you page. We're going to modify this to make it also direct them directly to the calendar page. They book a call, then they go into the next step. So we'll be doing that in the next video. But for now, add title here. This is going to be like, this is the copywriting. We'll do that next time. But now you can see we have the form here. We have the page layout. We can add a background if you want. Well, we definitely do want, but other than that, we should be good. Cool. Coming along nicely. Go high level is being kind of buggy today. I'm not going to click publish yet. I'm going to save it. Also, you should update SEO meta, meaning like put your title, description of what this page is, add keyword for the author. If you're the author, then just put that. Social image. Also, the SEO preview. I think this comes from the social image. So if you have like a brand image, put that here, upload it, and then it'll show up on here. Links and tags if you have any. And then language is just default blank. Yeah, exactly. Default English. But that should be it. Mobile, this is what it looks like. Form is kind of long, but it's very simple, right? Just fill out this stuff. This is like the hard stuff for people, right? Manually filling in the answer. Whereas this stuff, okay, click, 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 click. Okay, next summit. Okay, cool. And that should be it. That's yeah. I'm so glad I did like part 1, part 2 for this. But I did go in depth about the funnel. I did go in depth about the pixel. I went down a rabbit hole about that. Go high level had some bugs in it with like the text formatting, but should be it. Other than that, hope you guys found this informative and just run with it. We'll be finishing this in the next video. Other than that, hope you guys have a good day. Peace.